So here we are again at this place. Take a look around here. You can see we got the other side painted. You almost never get to see the paint inside. Let's take a look at this stuff. Wow, she's nice, ain't she? Real nice. Man, that thing looks pretty damn good, man. Nice job, Carl. Nice work. Good work, Carl. There's only a small little dirt spot where we had to clean that last time. I don't want to get more involved in that stuff. Really nice work, Carl. Yeah, these guys do pretty good work, man. Yeah, that's true, ain't it? I know some there. You just see me. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the video. Appreciate you joining us. And in this one you're getting a little bonus. We're getting to the KM10s, the KM International. It's actually a Jingwei, distributed by KM International, so we call them the KM10s. You call them the Jingwei 10, I guess, if you really wanted to. With their MA10 gallons, they're rubber melters. We use them for the crack filling on the commercial jobs because when they have typically, obviously, a lot more rubber because there's a lot more square footage. So these things can cover a lot of ground. And today we're going to go over how you can get them ready to use and what you got to do to use them, what everything does, and you know, how to operate the bad boy. And right now you can see I am is firing up this front wheel because it gets a lot of rubber on it sometimes, and when it gets a lot of rubber on it, it doesn't want to spin or turn. So we just got to make sure we burn that rubber off. There are some bearings in here, so you know, play at your own risk type thing with this. You can burn them out. It does take quite a while to burn them out, but as you can see, I'm well on my way here. But it is necessary to get the rubber off. You can heat up like a spatula or something, like a 5-in-1 tool or whatever, and scrape it off and do it like that. But with this, as much product as we use and stuff, it's just a lot quicker just to burn it off sometimes. So these things hold 10 gallons. That's why they're called the KM10s. You know, your pour pot holds about a gallon, maybe a gallon and a half. They sell different size material amount holders. Like this is a 10. They sell a 30. They sell like a 2 gallon, a 5 gallon. They sell some small stuff. I think they sell a 10 gallon one that has a molasses valve on it, kind of like our 30 gallons do. So they vary for what you're looking for. But obviously you have to have propane to heat up the rubber, and it's just like a pour pot. The whole thing's basically a big huge pour pot with a squeegee or spreader on the side. You can see that paddle there. It looks like kind of like a rectangle on the right there, on the right side of the screen top. This looks like it's got a little chute coming down into it. And that's basically what spreads the rubber, and that little chute is where the rubber comes out of. This thing will run hot and cold materials, but I've never ran anything cold out of it, and I wouldn't imagine that if you ran something hot, you would want to run something cold right after or use it for the same, but you probably could. I mean, you just have to clean it out or melt it out or whatever you had to do, but I've never personally done it. We always just run hot rubber out of these things. But anyway, I'm hooking up my propane here. You're going to want to make sure it's kind of secured in there. Over the years, they've made it a little better as far as holding them things down. They still haven't really got the propane perfect. But they did add this little screw that kind of holds your torch head in. You can see it's that little silver dot on the screen. It's on your right next to the propane, kind of down on the bottom there. It's just like a little screw. Basically goes through there and hold your torch in. Doesn't slide backwards because as you push this thing, it vibrates a lot, and it'll vibrate that torch out of there. But with that screw there, kind of stops it from going backwards, and it's pretty nice and very simple. And you can see it right there, little screw. I'm actually having trouble getting it out right here because that screw's in my way. You see, I have to But anyway, you want to heat all this stuff up because you know, hot rubber you want it to stay hot for as long as you can. And today was a really windy, and it was kind of chilly today. I think it was in the low 60s for the highs on this day. Which, hey, we were looking for some cooler days. It was pretty warm the week before. But anyway, when it comes to rubber, it kind of slows things down. So you really want to make sure your stuff's hot. So I'm heating the paddle. I'm heating the chute. I'm heating the lever that kind of opens and shuts the valve for the rubber. It's basically just a spin valve. You spin it, and it opens. You spin it back the other way, and it closes it. But everything should be pretty hot when you're using this thing. And you're supposed to, you know, you want to use it all. Like, so whatever you put in there, you want to use it up because it takes a while to melt it if you don't. And I mean, it takes a long time just to heat up in general. So if you have, you know, some liquid in there that you leave, you're gonna have to wait a while for it. We don't like waiting. We like to get to work, you know. So just heat everything up, and it really doesn't take a whole hell of a long time to heat everything up if it's empty. So now that I'm kind of getting to that part, I'll go ahead and fill this thing up, and then I'm gonna get to work. We'll see you at the work part of it. So I'm going to pop in here every once in a while and just kind of give you guys a little bit of commentary on this. So right now I'm just kind of reheating, making sure I'm hot. As you can see, I've dropped the paddle down. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set up for this crack. And this thing's a little weird because it's kind of like a three-wheeler. The two wheels on the back are seen nice and fat, as you can see. And the one in the front that you saw me melting earlier is kind of small. So it's a little bit like a three-wheeler. You really got to set up with it, like she had kind of back and forth, swinging it in there slightly. And once I get a little enough of the picture here, I'll show you exactly what I'm doing here with this. As you can see, this thing lays it out, and the paddle just drags that rubber over the line and fills it in. It's the same size. It's nice and uniform. One guy can do it. Now, this is really hard to mess around with when you got a residential day where you got a handful of jobs or more. It's really hard to get in on and off the truck, especially if you're by yourself. It's almost impossible. So I mean, it's 150 pounds and it's janky to pick up, but I mean, you can do it. But when it's full of rubber or half full or any full, this thing's heavier than crap. So you're taking your chances here. As soon as I get a good view here, I'll try and stop it so you can see what I'm doing. With these little triggers I got here on the right hand side. One trigger will lift the paddle and one trigger will release the rubber, and that's pretty much all it is. Oh, here's a good spot right here. So you can see the one on the right, it's got that spring loaded action on it. Now what that spring does is it brings that valve back to closed automatically with the spring. Otherwise it'll just keep flowing. So that's the rubber side. Got the spring-loaded valve to push you back to closed, and then you got the left side there. Left side is picks up the paddle, and you want to drop the paddle when you do rubber, and you pick it up at the end so you're not just dragging it around all over the place. Saves it and the ground that you're working with. So, right side is the rubber release, material release lever, and the left side is the paddle engage or disengage or up or down, whatever you want to call it.
Here you got your paddle, which is like your bead squeegee. And you got this is like your pour pot, lets it out. And of course the can itself is like your pour pot, holds the stuff. And you have a constant source of heat so nothing cools off too much on you. Yeah, you gotta make sure you don't have too much so when you run out at the end, you're like perfect. If you add a little too much, I'm gonna come back the other way. I want to work uphill. Alright, so gotta get the Holy Stone drone going again. Let's take a look at this place. Get some proof that we did a little bit of that stuff. So it looks like we got all the parking spots done pretty good. All the rubber's done. Everybody's getting ready to kind of head back, get ready to start seal coating. Cutting in's almost finished. There she's going into the winch, you can tell. it look like?
What's what look like?
You know,
That looks like a shaft that he put a pipe wrench on.
Again, oh, look at that shaft's gonna beat up a little bit.
Ready? There we go, there we go, there we go. Get your wrench off there for a second. Oh, I'm gonna hear this. Good. Good. Drown out the sound of your wife.
You got a point.
Got a point.
That way you can be like,
You know what I hear in my sleep? And you going, Richard, Richard, Richard.
And right here we have a issue sometimes with the inner shaft not wanting to spin, so you have to agitate it one way than the other, and eventually you work it loose through the bottom. Stuff sinks to the bottom, sand, sometimes the top tuff will bunch up a little bit on the bottom, and you just got to work your way through it. It takes a bit of time, but once you get through and start spinning, you're ready to go.
that's a f***ing laser beam right there. Laser rifle.
We got 7 guys, 8 big brushes,
How many guys?
7. Plus me and M makes 9,
How many big brushes you got?
8.
4 guys per truck. It really couldn't have worked out any better than that.
I got 5.
And here we are. We're on our last push out the center here as we join the boys in the back. I'm gonna try and swing in behind these boys. And I tell you what, it was really, really windy this day. I mean, even here at the end, it's still super breezy. It started to just barely trickle off. Even by the time we left, it was blustery. Let's just put it that way. So, Corey's just kind of waiting for us to finish. I mean, there's only so many big brushes we can use. There's going to be a few of us just kind of waiting around, helping pull up trucks and open valves and things like that, just to keep these guys busy. But now it's down to 1 truck, so it's even less action. We had 2 trucks going and we did the 2 sides, but now it's only 1 truck going. And once they get it going, all the guys are going to jump in there and kind of help out. Well, let's take a look. It looks pretty good. I mean, as you can see, it's black and it's flat, baby, just like we like it. You still see little shadows of the rubber, but like once it really dries and they get the lines on there, you'll never really notice that stuff. And you can see some of the wet spots here where it was lower, and where we kind of finished off is also wet. So we're gonna fly down that way and check it out. That's the side we did over here with our truck. Did a pretty good job out here. These guys are starting to get a little quicker. That's good. If we can do 75,000 and get out of there by 1 o'clock, it's not bad. So we're on our last little push, and we're on our last little push with this video too. So let's finish out, shall we? So if you're out there and you're watching this, you know, just remember these guys are new. Be nice. They could probably do things a lot more efficiently. I've been sitting here watching it myself, kind of biting my tongue against myself. Like, why wasn't I watching them? I should have been watching them. But I wanted to get you guys some videos, and you know, Corey, Nick, and Corey, and you know, they were all watching them. So and they didn't do a bad job. They actually did a pretty good job. They just could have been a little more efficient. But we're gonna go over a few things that I saw in the video when we get back out there. And I think I'm gonna, next time we have a decent one where we can all get a brush, I think I'm gonna get out there with the fellas. I love doing that. So then I can get out there and finish, and then that way kind of critique their work a little bit. Because they're close, man. They're real close. They're just doing a couple little small things wrong, and it's not all of them, and it's not nothing dramatic or anything, but we're gonna get it all squared away. You'll see the progress, I'm hoping, by the end of the season on the video too. So keep watching, baby. Keep watching. Was you flat black?
Finished. It's Italiano, I guess. How do you say? Finished. Terminado. Terminado.